And welcome back to Noon Edition, everyone. Ron Marvin is the curator at the Wyandot County Historical Museum in Upper Sandusky. He's with us today, and thanks for making the drive over.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
You brought a bunch of goodies. We'll get to these in just a moment here. But to tell us, first of all, what people will expect to find when they walk into your museum.
Well, it's an 1850s, 1860s house owned by the McConnell and Berry families. And so we have several rooms that examples of how life was like, period rooms with artifacts related to the Indian presence, Wyandot County history, military history in different rooms.
And of course, a lot of people may not realize it, but Wyandot County is the site of the last home for the Wyandot Indians, the last tribe to leave Ohio. So
yes,
that's a big, important part of what you guys look at.
Yes, and we have, a very good relationship with the Wyandot nations. I was actually out there earlier this summer, kind of learning more about the culture and immersing myself to be able to tell more of their story from their perspective. So we collaborate with them quite a bit.
All right, let's take a look at some of these items that you brought in. Let's start with this cigar box. What relevance is this?
That's the San Felice Alversa Cigar Factory. We have a building downtown, and they're associated with the Diesel Wimmer Group, the DWG cigar company here, started in Lima. And they built factories throughout the different counties and county seats in the 1910s and 20s.
Okay. Now, I know this one here you brought because it has a little significance to me.
Yes. That is our corn husking trophy, one of several we have. During the Wyandot County Fair, we display those, and that one was won by Wallace Passett.
That was my uncle, yes.
So it has a corn husking glove, so we have a lot of information about that, and we'll have that out at the fair as well.
Now, these two items down here have a lot of significance to folks in this area because not only was Neil Armstrong known as being from Wapakoneta, but he actually went to school with my mom, of all people, in Upper Sandusky, I believe, till his freshman year.
Yes, it's more or less the 6th or 9th grade. He was in Upper Sandusky, went to the Union High School at that time, and he was confirmed at the Trinity Church, and so they have a plaque on the outside of the church, and these were print blocks that used for the invitations.
Wow, a lot of history there. And then these are not to be confused with Dorothy's red slippers from The Wizard of Oz. This is actually a huge murder case.
Yeah, those are the famous red slippers from the murder of Cynthia Pyle in 1953, and we're having a presentation later this month on the 70th anniversary, kind of talking about the murder case and how Roy Snagel was convicted with these shoes.
And we're putting up on the screen for you right now a couple of events that are coming up for the museum, and one big place is the Wyandot County Fair. You guys actually have a log cabin there, and you like to show that.
Yeah, we set up in the log cabin. We have period displays. We also have a silent auction, which is one of our main fundraisers, but it's a chance to interact with the Wyandot County board members and the staff.
And of course, if someone's interested in knowing more about the red slipper murder case, they can come on September 21st and get some discussion on that as well.
Yes, will be held in the parlor of the museum downtown Upper Sandusky.
Something else you guys have that is a little unique. You have a schoolhouse right next door, and it is all set up as if it were still being used today.
Yes, that was the Maple Grove Schoolhouse that used to sit outside of Dunkirk in Hardin County and was moved over in the late 1960s. And open it up, and we use it for our school tours, and we do a one-room schoolhouse presentation to the students that come through.
And something else that people may not know is that you work in conjunction with the Overland Inn, which is another historical site.
Yes, we operate the Overland Inn in McCutcheonville, which is about 15 minutes north of Upper Sandusky. It's a restored 1829 stagecoach stop and later hotel run by the Myers family.
Okay, so there's a lot of history in Wyandot County. There's the information if you're interested in a tour or going over and visiting. Ron, we appreciate you coming over today. It's always fantastic to know the history of our surrounding counties. And
well, we appreciate you having us
and
here.
If you're interested, give them a call and set up a tour. And that's it for here. Next up is Holly. She's got a look at today's medical segment.